Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Tangledeep, Dawn of Dragons. Just so everybody is aware, I had some, I'm having to say this speech a lot today. I had some real issues with my computer over the weekend. Some stuff has changed, some hard drives may have gotten wiped, and so I've had to I'm rebuilding all of the audio profiles for everything. Let me know if the audio mix is bad, basically, is where I'm going. I think things should be basically okay, but let me know if I've screwed it up. It's definitely a work in progress. So, hey, we're back. We're back here as Shara, and we need to decide which way to go. We don't really have rumors to guide us this time, right? So I guess we just pick a direction? It probably doesn't super matter, honestly. I guess let's go here because the fungal caves have a lot of gross creeping mushrooms. And I think that's as good a reason to pick a side as as any. Alright, one floor on the main path until we see a camp room. I'm excited about that. So I pretty much remember what we were doing. $45, it's... Okay, that's right. Recruiting Reproach is now... It's still 35% or less. And I don't even have any energy. Jeez. Yeah, that would make that difficult to do. It is still 35% or less, right? I totally remember everything we were doing. Yes. Okay. The upgrade was that now I can have 3 pets instead of 2. Well, let's try to get some. Okay, so that's up to the next proper floor. Obviously, we will not be doing that. Obviously, I meant we will not be doing that right away. But you know what? Maybe never. Maybe we just make a life for ourselves here on Old Amber Station's 7th floor. Why must we always strive? You know, the truest hindrance to the happiness of a human person is their inability to simply sit quietly in a room, right? Maybe we can sit quietly in this room. Think about all the problems we would avoid. Alright, we got a buddy. We are not going to be able to get another one because of the cooldown. Hey, look at that. We got... Oh no, I gotta go save him. Is there any chance we're gonna be able to save him? I mean, he's gonna hit this other Panthox fairly hard. No, nope, never mind. I had such hopes. Hey, that's weird. So part of the me losing some data here is that unfortunately now when I opened the game up, it still has all my saves, obviously, but it sure is acting like I've never played it before, like it's giving me a bunch of, hey, if this is your first time playing Tangledeep type pop-ups, and apparently it has somewhat forgotten my control scheme, because the button that I used to use to pass the turn no longer allows me to just pass the turn. So that's a weird thing. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We will soldier on, and I will get everything reset. I really thought... we can go ahead and hit this. We'll leave this other one, though. I really thought that I had gotten stuff pretty much fixed and reset up until I started trying to use the computer for things. Then I learned that no, in fact, that is not the case. Also, apparently Windows 10 has this weird bug. Oh, we should definitely hit this. Apparently Windows 10 has this weird bug where sometimes the taskbar just gets stuck on the screen and there's nothing you can do about it, and even things that are supposed to be full screen don't appear above it, no matter what your settings are. And I had that problem for a little while, and it just went away just this second for no reason as far as I can tell. I didn't change anything. I'm having a couple of days here. It's been rough. Alright. Aether Barrage fires a salvo of shadow bolts in a wide area, and you can use an echo charge to extend its range. I'm not wild about that, but I noticed the other two are passives. After hitting an enemy, 33% chance to track them, so they remain visible and take bonus damage. Honestly, pretty good. When attacked, occasionally return damage from your spiky, thorned skin. Also, your Floricondas and Spitting Plants are better, which is not... I wonder if this would work on Floricondas that we tame? Because the class that normally has this has the ability to summon a Floriconda. I think we're going to take Blood Tracking. Blood Tracking seems pretty good. I don't really want to take Aether Barrage, I don't think. Singed Battle Mage, Cruel Partisan. I'm pretty sure that that is not actually worth equipping. I think our Calzarius' Headhunter is going to hold us for a while longer yet. I don't know if that... Okay, well, I was going to say, I don't know if that champion down there is aware of us, but he sure is now. Just go ahead and put these up. This up, because I think we may need it. And then... I mean, there's not much strategy to apply from here. Let's just hack at him with the axe until he is completely hacked. It's weird how sometimes the tornadoes do damage and sometimes they don't. I'm not 100%... I almost touched that, but we really don't need to. Not 100% sure what the difference is between like why some enemies that summon whirlwinds summon damaging ones and others don't. There's some weird stuff going on with the damage in this expansion, it feels like. Okay, well, we have a friend. He is so low on health that he is definitely going to die instantly, but it's also like definitely not worth healing him and trying to fix it. I don't know that I want to step on the lava for that stuff. I mean, I guess... Okay. The turkey leg is going to restore considerably more damage than we take in total from walking over those lava spaces. There's definitely a plus on life. And then also, we have a pet, and we're not in any danger. So we effectively have infinite life. I'm going to go rebind my Pass the Turn key, because it turns out we're going to need it. Boy. Where even is that? Wait turn, the default is space. I would love it if keypad 5 also did that thing. Okay, there we go. We should just sit here, right? Like, why forge onward into a place where our Panthox is definitely 100% for sure going to die? Especially given the way the enemies love to focus on them. When we could instead just sit here and heal to full. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. We just make our little home here. The days would be simple, but not filled with danger. So there's something to be said for that, for me not probably dying all the time. We seem to have an infinite source of running water. I'm not even sure where all this water comes from. Going directly after the other Panthox. Not even pretending to be interested in me. Alright, well now you're my Panthox. Did that work out the way you were hoping it would? Okay, I would really love to capture this Mad Chemist. I also would really love a functional movement ability would be really helpful. Ah, that's awkward. We had him exactly down to the threshold. Alright, I'm going to try not to hit him again until he heals himself, because I think he'll heal himself up to about the threshold. Oh, he is he's taking damage. Why is he taking damage? He's hitting me and my shield's absorbing it. There's not actually a combat log message about what is hitting him. I don't have my Phasma shield up. Do I not remember how all my stuff works? Let's see. We don't have anything on us that should be causing passive damage to occur, do we? Oh, my robes are of thorns. Yep, that'll be it. The damage from the of thorns suffix should absolutely be appearing in the combat log. It deleted all my combat log settings. I'm gonna have to fix them. So we want to stand back a little bit. Okay, now that he's done that. There we go. Okay, in theory, he is able to heal himself. Remains to be seen whether he will actually do it. But there's no reason he should have to just wander into combat and immediately die. I put up the Phasma, and then it's probably worth spawning a crystal in a location where it's not going to get immediately killed. Actually, it's going to be pretty rough. It seems to... yeah, it's taking some damage from those. It's not too bad, though. The chemist has, in fact, remembered to heal himself a little bit. We might actually be able to... Never mind. Never mind, he intentionally ran into the spinning blades until he was dead. I thought, for a brief moment there, we were going to actually be able to hold on to one. Alright, one enemy left on the floor. Okay, we may as well reinitiate the Phasma ring, I guess, because a lot of our attacks are not going to work here. Never mind. The invisibility wore off at exactly the right moment. And okay, there's still this damn Spiny because we are never free, apparently. There's no escape. Alright, well, let's go get one of these, and then, we probably don't really need to hunt down another one, but I guess the odds that we would ever come back here are pretty low. Our journey does not work exactly like Mirai's, so we may as well just grab that and go to full. And then there's going to be a camp here, right? So we can make some food and learn a new thing, and hopefully a useful new thing. Also, I suppose there will be a merchant, and maybe he also will be useful to us. The Tireless Lucky Chemist's Night Ring. Does that void thing do shadow damage? It just says void energy. Physical. It is physical damage. Okay, so a night ring's not super useful to us. I did see a mint fat brew and 2 teleportation scrolls. We'll take those. Honestly, shock brews, fairly useful. Mirror Plate of Thorns. I do like Mirror Plate. Yeah, 12% dodge versus a 25% chance to just not be hit by magic. I think this is an upgrade. And it wasn't even very expensive. I'm gonna buy this too. Give us a little bit of a pull cord in case of emergency type button there. Gotta tell you, I'm not overwhelmed with the quality of our gear. And then we'll... Campfire meat, right? I don't think we have very much of it. We might only have one. So, Shockwave summons an expanding wave of lightning that strikes enemies in a growing circle, or Juxtapose. Ooh. So I am talking about how we need a movement ability. Shockwave sounds like it's a pretty good way of getting rid of a large number of enemies, though, or at least simultaneously harming a large number of enemies. I think I'm going to take the Juxtapose, because I really think we do need a movement ability. But honestly, those both sounded pretty good. Alright, let's just try not to die here. So in theory, there should be side areas, right? We should be able to find some stuff to do other than just go straight up. And honestly, it might be worth doing both sides of the branch, so that we make sure that we find all that stuff, and also so that we, also so that we are getting the most XP we can possibly get, because, I mean, I guess we don't get XP, but you know what I mean. Get job points to improve our stats in the same way that XP would improve our stats. Alright, let's drop you here. Hit him with the Void Bolt right away. I will say I'm like very pleased with Void Bolt. Void Bolt has been just wonderful for us. Am I allowed to hit him with the debilitating touch? Okay, I am. I can't tame him, I don't think, but we can... Do I know that I can't tame champions? I think I might have just assumed it, because that's how it would generally... Okay, no, it does say non-champion monsters. Alright. It's still 110% of our spirit power as an attack, and it's pretty cheap to do, so I think it's still worth hitting the hitting champions with it. Definitely feeling pretty powerful relative to our current opponents here, despite the fact that the floor is marked as tricky. We're getting a lot of situations where the enemy only gets to hit us once, and then is destroyed by a flying axe. I get what they're going for with the attack animations, but I do think it's a little strange that we rely completely on telekinesis for our melee attack, even if we are pumping points into strength. Okay, so juxtapose. I'm going to juxtapose myself over here. Get the Phasma rays on as many people as possible. Spawn a laser crystal. I sure do love axes. What an excellent weapon type. Look at that. It's beautiful. I really appreciate how much effort they put in this game into making sure that the melee weapons are interesting. It's not as much of a problem now as it used to be, but there was definitely a long period of RPG design where physical type fighty characters didn't really get options. They just got they did the same thing forever, but the numbers went up. Whereas for like the wizardy types, the numbers would still go up, but also they would have an increasing breadth of options over time, which just made it really boring to play as non-magical characters. And I sort of get the thinking that leads to that process. Not like anybody ever went, yeah, we're gonna make the physical characters really bad, and that's how I'm gonna get revenge for having gotten beaten up by jocks as a kid or anything. But just like, hey, this is the cool one. Let's put a lot of effort into making sure that the cool characters are actually cool. And then the other stuff, we'll worry about it if there's time. Hey, we're going to go ahead and do another one of these. We're not having any trouble. Ooh. Grow Spitting Plant is definitely interesting. Yeah. I want more summons. Let's go ahead and pull... Here, we gotta change up our... Am I allowed to change my bars right now, or can I only do it at like a campfire? Okay, it looks like I'm allowed to have full interference. I don't really even want Nordic Shout on the bar. Let's set it up like this. You know what? I'm gonna move Reverberate Monster as well. It's a thing we use, but it's only something we're gonna use once in a while, right? When we're fighting like really difficult enemies. Hungry, Soothing Panpipes of Toxicity and Muscle. So 16 total strength. I think we probably want to replace our Fairy Choker with that. Yeah, I think that seems pretty good. And then we have a fair number of job points. Where are we at on the cost of more strength? It's 500 job points per point. Well, I mean, almost everything we're doing is weapon power scaling, so I guess let's get it. Yeah, I will say the fact that your monsters are limited, like you get a limited number of monsters on each floor, the fact that incentivizes you to do both sides of the branches actually kind of sucks. Because that's not going to be... It sucks more for my application, which admittedly is non-standard. I'm trying to create an entertainment product while also playing the game. Because it's not going to be fun to watch me do all of that. He's doing a really good job of keeping me away from him by constantly filling his shoes with explosives. This is actually going terribly. Okay. Hey, a tent. That seems useful. Alright, we're just going to leave this thing on a merry chase until it despawns. Maybe you would like to despawn ever. There we go. Okay, we took a lot of damage there, but tent plus 2 turkey legs, I think means we are health positive on that outcome. Alright, we should probably actually eat something then. Let's just go ahead and eat one of those turkey legs. Zookeeper's Runic Garb of Bone Crabs and Foraging. You know how I feel about Armor of Bone Crabs. Also, unfavorite this. So plus 10% spirit power, minus 1% damage per summoned creature you control is actually maybe very good. With the Bone Crabs and also the spirit plants, or the plants, and then also we have the spirit summoning. Like that could be pretty good for us. It's definitely a loss in defensive power. But the bone crabs are defensive power. I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Because enemies get distracted by the bone crabs super easily. I mean, we've already seen plenty of times here how much the enemies prefer to fight pets when they can. It's a real shame that we managed to get that guy to 37%. Okay, that looks convertible. Come here, you. Let's go ahead and grab this. Was there anybody else up? Oh yeah, we haven't even actually finished exploring the floor yet. That's weird. The stairs on top of a grate. Those things are almost certainly not supposed to be able to both spawn in the same tile. Come on, please let me get this. Ah, that's annoying. Well, we had him. We had him right at the threshold, and then everything had to change. Why did I just walk on lava? Yeah, my feet were cold. It just looks... You can just look at lava and tell it is not cold. And all of your toes are like, yeah, that's what I need right there. Because the human brain and body are both phenomenally stupid and have no sense of self-preservation. You have all kinds of instincts that are built up to try to keep you alive. And yet, somehow... Let's see if we can get you two. Aha! Multiple pets. Never mind. He died from the void damage. Well, what are you going to do? I guess the actual answer to that question is don't use the void thing on absolutely everybody. But if I don't void them, how am I going to kill them? That takes damage moving across the lava, which means that there's no point trying to tame this guy, really. Because he's just going to do the same thing. I feel like the pet AI should be good enough to walk around the lava if they're going to take damage from it. I also think that just having them not take damage from it so you don't have to worry about the AI is a perfectly reasonable solution. I went to the wrong staircase. Seems like I forgot how the game works. Although you could be forgiven for thinking, based on all of the gameplay you've seen, that maybe I never knew how the game worked. Alright. These don't bleed out. Take a second here. Re-essence shield, and then I guess we should do this thing again? And we don't have to go all the way up, but I'm going to. Alright, I'm not going to. Look at that. Did you see that restraint? I only went very nearly all the way up. I'm going to not Void Bolt this one because I'm going to see if we can get another convert here. Okay, excellent. Well, these two should keep me pretty healthy. You know what? I'm going to take this mostly because it heals the pets. It does also add some to our shield if our shield is up, which is certainly helpful. Ah, you fools. Am I going to try to convert him? No, he'll just die. Okay. He's probably not long for this world. I'm going to fountain again. I'm desperately trying to get a menagerie going. You know, enemies that heal themselves seem to be pretty good for us. I mean, anything that keeps them from shooting at my monsters. If we can just get a little bit of time to work, I'm confident we can outdamage your healing. I did not actually mean to grab that right away. I was going to think about it, but probably we would have ended up taking it. So double down, spend 10% of your max health if you take at least that much damage within the next 3 turns, blow up on people, Wild Horse Lunge or Retort. Prepare yourself to dodge the next physical attack, countering by sealing the attacker. I'm actually not sure what the right move is here. Double Down's pretty good AoE, I suppose, and that's a thing we kind of need. I wonder if we should take Wild Horse. Do we need a second movement ability? Wild Horse is a pretty good way of getting in on enemies, which we don't necessarily have right now. Juxtapose gets us swapped with them, but it doesn't necessarily leave them adjacent to us, right? Can't remember. Does Juxtapose actually... It says swap places. Okay, so it does pull them to your origin. You know what? I'll take Wild Horse. And also, this thing on the ground here is glowing in a way that seems pretty important. A hungry, greedy, incorruptible necklace of traps and muscle. Well, I do love a necklace of muscle. So, 15% gold from monsters, a little bit more core stat than we're getting from the soothing panpipes. To be perfectly honest, I think it probably just replaces the helm. We sure are finding a lot of things of muscle. But on the whole, for the high quality of that and the number of magical suffixes it has and stuff, I actually don't think that's a very good item. Alright, so for the Wild Horse, we don't actually get to pick which space we go into, unfortunately. Okay, I'm not actually sure whether the Mad Chemist will heal all of the pets or just himself. He's also just went out of his way to run through the lava. Like, that wasn't even toward me. He just ran over there so that he could die. We are never going to have reliable pets. Well, we'll just try to hold on to something. Go ahead and get this, because otherwise we are definitely going to lose these pets right away. Apparently that thing's not actually hostile to me, which is... I'm not 100% sure why that would be the case. Okay, now we have a Saboteur who, yes, thankfully will not void bleed to death. I mean, listen, I definitely feel more powerful this run than we have in the past. Not that our previous Shara run actually got anywhere or anything, but, you know, this is still... And look, listen, thank heavens for small favors, right? This is still better, even if that's a very, very low bar to clear. Does feel like our team maybe spends a lot of time not actually helping, though. Part of the problem with the bandit is that he is in low health mode, so he's trying to flee from fights rather than do other stuff. We have a very limited ability to affect that. Okay, there is a Kragan, there is the stairs to the Kragan mine here, so we definitely want to do those before moving up properly. Also, want to fight everybody. This is how you can tell that actually Shara's the good guy, because she always wants to fight everybody for no reason. And our pets sure do die quickly. What a slender thread it turns out to be. Ah, he gained a tiny amount of health. Do not run over to that lava. It'll take you away from that lava. Alright, so far we have just seen him heal himself. You taking damage in there? No, okay. Oh, this is our alchemist, alchemical gas. I didn't even realize. Seems like I might have missed a room here. Alright, I'm a little torn on how I feel about this mode. I think the Shara mechanics are interesting enough. I do wish that the abilities, the Shara abilities, were a little bit more... How do I want to put this? I wish that they were a little bit easier to synergize with. They just like had more mechanical hooks on them, because you could afford to design them in a pretty wild way where, like, because you know that there's a relatively small number of them, that they're only usable in this like one side mode that is not going to be the main experience of the game, and also because you have explicitly said at the beginning, like, hey, only play this if you're a veteran of Tangledeep. You could get real wild here in a way that you can't in the base game, and I'm just a little bummed out to see that mostly these abilities just feel like some abilities you could have gotten from a class in the base game. Okay, it was nice of the nice of the chemist to just walk right in here. You're gonna help me out. So that's interesting. He doesn't have the hearts over his head anymore, so I thought he was an enemy there. I'm assuming that that's not like a big gameplay effect. Probably he's supposed to have the hearts. Okay, there they come. I wonder if it's that they sometimes get lost when other status effects appear above his head. And maybe what happened there was he got into the panicked state, and then the system sort of forgot to redraw his hearts when the panic indicator ended. This place is always such a pain. There's so much lava. I guess we can just float over. Actually, it was kind of a lot of damage. It was certainly more than I thought it was going to be. So toxic puller, but he's asleep. He wanted to sleep instead of becoming aggressive with us. Gives us an opportunity to do this. Though apparently that snake won't cross lava anyway, so I guess I didn't need to get that fancy. Alright, I think we probably got him. He does lay a mean toxic cloud. I should probably be summoning spitting plants more. The thing is, in any situation where you're not fighting a difficult enemy, the spitting plants don't move around with you, you know? So it's a little bit awkward to use them ideally. Oh man, the stairs could be pretty much anywhere, huh? Alright, well let's do this like this. Try to take the fewest steps into the lava. Oh no. A hurricane spirit. We're gonna back way away from the lava. Still we have problems. This feels like a situation where you might want to eat something. Let's go chicken dinner. Let's take our health pretty seriously here. Definitely a little bit frustrated by the amount that we're getting pulled and pushed around. I am standing in the bed of flames, which it feels like I should probably not be. What we really need is we need a movement ability that doesn't rely on an enemy. Something like Shadow Step to let us step out of these. We have no idea what the duration on this is. I'm debating between the Phasma thing. I think we're just going to try to move out of the fire. Even though there's a really good chance that that's not going to work. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. What I meant to do was this. Okay, it actually worked better than expected because of the hurricane. Oh, man. Man, I hate this. Is there anything in the entire game that is less fun than the tornadoes? Well, we're still full for how many turns? 3. I'm thinking maybe this is a mint herb brew kind of situation. Ooh, we don't even have that many. Alright, I'm going to move out, and it's going to shove me back in. Nope, okay, it did shove me, but not back in, so I'll take it. We got the void thing on him. Step away. I mean, we're getting close. Nice to be able to apply that again, and then we have the ability to eat. Did I not make any? It looks like I didn't make any meat skewers. That's a shame. You know what else is a shame? This thing where I'm constantly on fire. And they're both standing on the flame spaces adjacent to me, so I can't even juxtapose my way out of it. This is not ideal. Okay, so we confused him. We spawned a bone crab at the same time. We're close. We're close to a kill on this guy. Oh, I don't have the stamina for another bolt. That's a real shame, because I think another bolt would be really good for us. At least it makes sense that we're having trouble with this monster. He is rated impossible. So we have some teleportation scrolls we could use to get out. Moving across 2 spaces of ground hazard while simultaneously being shoved around by hurricanes seems like maybe not a totally ideal solution. But I'm a little worried that if we don't do something drastic here, we might like suddenly die to spike damage. And he's also low enough on health that he's enraged, so he's dealing bonus damage. I'm going to go ahead and teleport out. I mean, not like out. I'm going to teleport slightly away. Please, to teleport. Click, click, click. Okay. Over here? Over here I'm allowed. Summon... Nope. Lancer energy. Yeah, we're just like out of resources. I guess let's just hit him. Or, instead of that, I could do no damage. I missed. This is a pretty bad situation. We're full for another 7 turns. We have enough. We do have enough for a wild horse. Okay. I'm going to wild horse this guy, even though I want to hit the boss, obviously, because if we wild horse the boss, it's just going to leave me in the fire, I think. Unfortunately, there's no way to really know, but seems likely. Okay, that was non-trivial. Got some good cookie ingredients out of it, though. An ivory cloak. We lost all of our friends, sadly. Well, we can probably increase some discipline. Seems like a little bit of elemental resistance would be helpful. And then, do we also want to increase spirit? So it improves the amount we recover from each power-up. We're getting a lot of power-ups, and we desperately need them. Also, our spirit power, which factors into the damage of some of our attacks, but not all of them. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's take a little bit of Guile, I suppose. Parry chance and also crit chance. It's defense and offense, which is a nice bit of efficiency. And then we need to... I'm just going to have some bananas. Also need to step out into the open and remember to use our butler spell. You know what? On the whole, that was a pretty good group of rewards there. Anytime you use a dinner bell and you get more than one actual food item, you gotta count that as a win. Actually, does the Void Crystal... I'm assuming the Void Crystal is not shooting fire damage at people. That doesn't actually say. Lasers often are fire damage, though. Which obviously would be pretty non-ideal here. Nope, it is lightning. Okay. The magic of Phasma. The non-legendary ones are not quite so dangerous, it turns out. Alright, so this is where we have to just apply some Knight's Shovels, which is, sadly, a slightly tedious process. Okay, found a spot where the wall is nice and thin, at least. We didn't actually talk to the foreman. It's probably fine. We'll rescue the miner and it'll be okay. So Electrified Avenger, the only thing he's not really resistant to is water damage, which we don't have any of. This is just physical, right? Yeah, totally normal physical damage. Alright, well, let's start spawning other stuff around here. Now he's somewhat resistant to lightning, but it's the best we can do. And then... yeah, you know what? If he's content to just stay there at range, that works out just fine for me. Alright, I think we got him. We can probably just run now. 121 job points is definitely less exciting with this character than it is with many others. Many others. You know, the one other. What I was trying to express there is, like, as many other classes, but she's not really a class. Back to the entrance. Oh, that's right. He doesn't give you anything. They're just happy to be reunited, which I guess is adorable. I don't know, probably me saying that something is adorable is a little bit out of character. I guess we should probably go get that fountain over there in the corner. This is not the way down to the corner. Where am I, man? I'm all discombobulated. Okay, we want to go up to the right and then down to the right. And I've already forgotten. It's over here, right? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Totally worth the effort. Also, I probably should have engaged the shield before touching it. I'm sure it's just a small mistake that will have no further material bearing. You know, just like everything you do in Tangledeep. Yeah, unfortunately we're hitting hard enough that it's actually pretty hard to tame stuff. Oh, I should not have just stepped through that. I wasn't even really thinking. You get certain habits built up over lots of hours playing as the other character. Certain habits that don't really work all that well in Shara's story. Okay, got ourselves a bog frog from the very maximum HP that he could be recruited from. So he dies instantly. Obviously, what else would happen? I appreciate that they put in a room just for people who like breaking stuff. Sometimes you gotta break some stuff. You know, it's just the world we live in. Sometimes you want to break some stuff, and then you tell yourself whatever story you have to in order to feel justified in breaking the stuff. Actually, a lot of ex post facto justification going around these days. Alright, this is annoying. He's resistant to the one thing I really, really want him to not be resistant to. Let's put this on, we'll get him with some non-physical damage here. See, like, even that was definitely overkill as far as actually applying our abilities go. We did not need to try so hard to get through that. In a way, that's good, because your spellcasting resources are actually somewhat limited. But also, it does make combat feel a little bit samey from instance to instance. Okay, the Desert Oasis could be good. It might actually be really helpful to be able to generate some extra magic items. Alright, it's so hard to get them just down to the capture threshold. Unfortunately, they always heal as soon as you get them there. Ooh, wow. That is less compelling for us than it would be for a lot of people. But I guess it lets me get my Mad Chemist back to full. Again, a lot of people. A lot of classes. That's more convenient for us than it would be for a lot of classes. Or less you know what I'm saying. Listen, it's been a difficult day. Been a difficult several days. And then also most of the months before that. It's just sort of like you ever wake up and you go, wow, I'm really having an off year. So that's how I felt this morning and also every moment of this recording. Ooh, I do like challenges. I like to see a bit of armor of challenges because it lowers the damage you take from champions. The basic attacks of champions are probably one of the things that kills me the most. Although obviously sometimes you have what our paladin went through, where you just take damage from 4 spells in the same turn, and there you go. That said, I don't think I'm willing to drop bone crabs for it. I really like the bone crabs, obviously. I really like summoning additional minions, because the defensive properties of that, the enemies being somewhat confused in their targeting. But it's also just really cool to summon a bunch of bone crabs to defend you, and like, not only do they do it, but they do it really well. Every enemy that sees them is like, oh no, look at that abomination unto nature. I must not suffer it to live. Ah, we can take another one of these. We're gonna have to stop at some point. 50-50 chance to live through fatal damage with 1 HP remaining, while at 50 stamina or lower, spirit power increases, or... excuse me. Or evocations coalesce into an elemental aura at the cost of 20 stamina. We don't have any evocations. The evocations are spells that have that word in their name. So Spellshift Aura does actually nothing for us. I think I like Cheat Death here, even though it's not very good. Mostly it's not so much that I like Cheat Death, is that I don't think these other options are actually good. Yeah, we're going to take it. And then also, Fancy Necklace, Hydrating, Harmonious, Quickness, and Stealth. There's no way that's as good as the one we're wearing now. Actually, sorry, 20 Swiftness, 20 Spirit. It's not really for us, but it is actually very good. Like, very good. I think I would rather have the Muscle trait, but plus 20 to 2 stats is very compelling. Oh, right. He wants to stay at range and fight. Okay, so we still have quite a few enemies. Also, there's a room back by the beginning that we didn't totally explore. Just got sidetracked, I guess. You know, it happens. I do think that the axe is... the axe has been good to us. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it hasn't. But I wonder if it's part of the cause of me playing kind of lazily, the fact that I don't really even have to target the enemies. Hoping that... oh, jeez. Well, our chemist is doing absolutely everything in his power to die. If I walk onto him right now, he's going to get pushed into the lava. Alright, congratulations. You're my new pet. Please try not to die in the lava. I'll say this for him. He has really solid comic timing. there's an enemy up here somewhere. Oh, I missed the on-ramp. Yeah, I will say, the fact that you are mechanically compelled to fight absolutely every enemy that will spawn on every floor, and then they do this sort of like, once you're past the big initial group, they do this sort of like trickle-in spawning thing, is actually a total bummer. Alright, looks like I'm going to be taking a serious, maybe not serious, a decent amount of damage here. In a way that is somewhat uncontrollable, and actually this time probably not due to the hurricanes. Although it feels like calling those things hurricanes is maybe not the most scientifically accurate thing that's ever happened in Tangledeep. Not that Tangledeep is known for being a scientific process or anything. Process? Product. Oof, boy. I do sort of feel like my brain has mushed, like it has turned to mush. We're just gonna sit here and wait. Okay. Where else did we see, guys? Just over there by all the fountains. Which is good, because I'm gonna need some of those fountains. Not to grab him just yet. So he was up here, right? Wild horse needs me to be one step closer, so let's start with a phasma ring. There we go, just move that right into him, and then Void Bolt, because I'm always casting Void Bolt. Well, the good news is we're definitely going to have max stamina. That's about it, though. We couldn't even get back to full health. Alright, we have the Desert Oasis up ahead here. That's the HQ entrance. And we do need to fight... Actually, I'm not sure who we would fight. I was about to say we do need to fight Duke Dirtbeak again. Maybe we'll do that and then call the episode. But obviously we wouldn't be fighting Duke Dirtbeak, so... you know what? Maybe we would. Why can I not cast on this guy? In fact, I can't attack him at all. I had to wait for him to make the first move? That's fairly unusual. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. This is weird. I wonder if there is a mechanic to discover, if it is actually the case that things are different for Shara, or if I was just experiencing a weird bug there that wouldn't let me attack him. I mean, it, like, objectively does not matter. Right? Right? It's not a big deal either way. But you know what? He'll be weak. He's fine. Komodon managed to survive with a single point of health. Well, here it goes. There's certainly no way he's going to get it, going to be able to do damage to this guy without getting pulled into the stuff. Man, I'm doing everything in my power to keep you safe. You just gotta not do that. You know that thing. Just don't do that thing that you already did. That's actually tough. I'm thinking let's eat a fruit bowl. Not really in an emergency situation. I guess let's use cobbler. Kind of strange to put it that way. Hey everybody, you want to get high on some cobbler? You know what I'm saying? Jeez, I mean, kind of manhandled here. And blinded repeatedly, which is not helping matters. Not full anymore. I suppose I need to eat. I wish I'd cooked up some, like, meat skewers. Really helpful to get just a huge amount of regen going. So I'm a little bit torn between using cobbler or makizushi to get some immediate health, or just eating a chicken dinner because it's the largest amount of total. I guess we could just... Yeah, you know what? It's better than dying, which we legitimately might do if we don't do something fairly drastic here. That is a real shame. And it sucks when you have a situation like that where obviously your pet's gonna die and you can see it, but you can't do anything about it. Maybe that's why Shara is so evil. I can't imagine having to go through that over and over and over again. Emotional burden of basically having mind control magic. Not a moral burden, you understand. Shara is pretty certain that everything she does is completely justified by whatever was in her head at the moment. Ah, boy, okay. Let's void bolt you early. Put up the Phasma ring, and it's not quite going to be enough to put him away. Yeah, do not love the fact that they keep blinding me. That's definitely making things a lot harder. I'm curious, if I put this out here, will it draw their attention away? I'm not even sure that I really want them to attack the flower instead of me, because obviously it's cool when the flower deals damage and everything. But also, my damage goes way down if I die. See, you gotta strike a delicate balance, is all I'm saying. I failed to strike the delicate balance. The flower has been destroyed. Oh my god. She's gotta be missing on purpose. Right? Just to mess with me? What else could it possibly be? Alright, let's eat one of these chicken dinners. I could just really use a lot of health regen. Also, weirdly huge number of champions. Not just in this little dungeon area, but all over the place. So I'm assuming they're outside the building to the top right, based on the positions of those fires. Where are you at? Are you... Nope, you are not cradled in there. Oh, nope, never mind, I found him. I was about to say, did I imagine the fires? But no, here we go. Oh, I definitely should have done that earlier. Set up the Phasma barrier. Yeah, this is kind of a huge amount of damage. He's not really taking anything here either. We might want to... Well, I mean, leave, obviously. Shoot. Well... Let's eat something. I don't know if we're going to be able to kill this guy. My plan there was to back off and re-prep. And go back to a side area or something. Re-prep and then come back ready. But it looks like we might not even survive to that. I guess this is a teleportation scroll kind of time. Alright, you cannot access that through the snack bag. So I'm very worried about dying here. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay. So we gotta move a little bit, then do the scroll, so that it will actually take us somewhere that matters. Okay, we're no longer full. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think we should maybe go all the way back to the stairs and just try this again from the jump. Yeah, because we were not doing well there. You know what? Not to leave y'all in suspense, but maybe this is a good place to stop, because I am, like I said, I'm not feeling at the tip-toppiest of my game here, and I don't want to lose what is, I think, a pretty promising run to just a random champion because I'm making decisions in a compromised manner. So, let's call it right here for now. We're gonna take a couple of days, put ourselves back together, and then we're gonna go in there and we're gonna tear that Komodan apart. That is my solemn promise to you. So come back next time, Thursday, for that. And we'll see you then.